Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. So what we have here is a 2012 yard machine. Excuse me. I didn't mean to cough in your ear. So kind of having a good day selling. Sold 3, and then a lady showed up. She had answered one of my ads for a regular Troy built pusher. Unfortunately, that unit sold by the time she got here. She was kind of mad. I had all the units out at 9 a.m. She showed up at 3 and couldn't understand why it was sold. So kind of a little language barrier. So she kind of looked at what I had remaining for sale, and we used her app on her phone to try to do some translating. So she had one at home, she said, that was broken, and it's this machine. So she says, "Oh, I'm only live 5 minutes away." I says, go get your machine. I'll give you money for it, for a trade-in. So she came back with it. So I go to pull it just to see what it would do. I took the air filter off and the cover. We got a new air filter. So the recoil wasn't catching. It was just going click, 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 click. So this is the straight pawl. And this is what we have, 2 sheared off stubs. This is what a real one looks like. So my neighbor across the street happened to be getting the mail. He's from Cuba, knows Spanish, of course. So I asked him, could he please do some translating for me? He was happy to do that. So he came over and explained to her that this thing was messed up. Did she want to still trade it in, or could I fix it? So I told him to translate. I can fix it for $30, which is just barely breaking even, because I've got to put I put the newer style recoil on, the spring out pawls, so I had to change the cup to the smokestack and not the triangle. So I'm into it for the recoil and the cup. So I told him to translate. I'll have it fixed up in an hour. I'll message you when it's done, or just come back in an hour. It'll be $30. If this is the only thing wrong with it, because in the translation she told him that the son put a new carburetor on it, and it had low or fluctuating idle up and down. So I told him, ask her if that was before or after the carburetor change, and she didn't know. He said she was getting confused. So I says, that's fine. I'm just going to change out the plastic recoil and see what happens. So that's where we are. I haven't pulled on it yet. Hopefully this stupid thing starts. And it's not any other issue. If he put a cheap China aftermarket carb on, the jet size may be smaller than what the 550EX needs. So he would have that fluctuation in the engine, the surging. We're going to find out here in about 25 seconds what the real story is. So let me put the air filter back on. I want this to be a quick and easy. I don't want to get bogged down on this job. I've got a few other scrapper mowers that I've taken in I want to fix, because this could be a rabbit hole. Okay. right away. Plug is on. I looked at fuel. We did have fuel. I'm looking at the bottom of the tank. I don't see water. So what's holding us back here? Okay, rabbit hole, here we come. Gonna motivate it. Don't know how long it's been sitting, but it still should have fired off. Choke is closed. This is automatic choke. No priming whatsoever. So it started, installed. So what do we got? Bad fuel. Okay. So, rabbit hole. This has only been 20 minutes into it, so I can get this thing off and cleaned up before she gets here. So I don't know how mechanically sound the sun is if he didn't put something back the way it should on linkages, but it feels like it's got water in the gas. That start and stall symptom. I asked my neighbor to ask if she's using fresh fuel, and she said, yeah, fresh fuel. So could be fresh fuel on top of 4-year-old fuel. So same thing, some surging, ran a little bit better, but that's indicative of water contamination when it does that. Surge, and then finally craps out. So I just changed my diagnosis. I believe it's jetting, aftermarket jet. This thing is surging due to lack of fuel. It's not getting enough fuel. These aftermarkets are jetted really small, so you got to kind of open them up for the larger engines. So that's what's happening. I'm going to disassemble this thing real quick just to get this out of my hair. I'm going to look for water in the bowl and upsize the jet with a micro bit, and hopefully that'll make a difference. I think it will. So let me get busy. Shit show 101, here we come. Tip your waitress and wait staff.